Hello there everybody, it's me, your boy Hurricane here. Welcome back to the Minecraft Guide, episode number 35. Today we're gonna let Pam do the episode. So, we will hand it over to Pam now. So, go ahead, Pam. Yep, okay, I have a feeling that's not going to work out very well. But today we are back in Minecraft 1.15.2. Doing good. I think the last episode must have been a dream or something. I'm not too sure, but I heard it was really fun to do. So today we're going to actually put the final touches on the custom villager village that I think I have a name for. Kind of nervous to tell the name, so I want you guys to go ahead and take a guess. The name has something to do with the word, the name, the quote. Waddles. So take a guess in the comments below, and if you get it right, well, then you can just say you got it right. I can't really give you anything because I just can't. So, yep, take your best guess down in the comments below. Oh, and I'm not going to say it in today's episode, so don't try and skip ahead. It's just not going to work like that. So, today's episode is all about detailing the town. Now, the biggest detailing tip that I can give you is right here in the next few seconds. Detailing should be done one step at a time, and you shouldn't think about it too much. Now, I know that probably sounds like really, counterintuitive, if that's the word. Like, it seems weird. Like, what do you mean, don't think about it? But yes, that is exactly what I mean. When you are detailing a build in your world, you shouldn't think about it too much. Just go step by step into the detailing process. Maybe start with your paths like we're gonna do today, and just do things. Place blocks down, see how it looks. If it looks good, if it feels right, then it's good and it's right. If something looks off, then something is obviously off, and you should probably change something. If you spend all of your time thinking about detailing and wondering, oh, I could do this or that, then you might sort of have a problem starting. Now, I'm definitely not saying that you should just start grabbing random blocks in your world and placing them down. That's definitely not the case. There are certain tricks to detailing that you should definitely know about, but in general, if you think about it too much, then it's just going to be difficult. It'll be hard to start. If I'm being honest, that was kind of me earlier, like right before recording. I was kind of like, well, where am I going to start? And I found myself, kind of thinking about things way too much, and, well, that didn't get the episode made. So, we just had to kind of jump into things. Now, first things first, the path. The path in the town is going to be birch planks and upside down sandstone staircases, but the upside down sandstone staircases will be way less frequent than the birch planks. The sandstone staircases upside down, the cracked look, is meant to look like a small detail in the path. It's not meant to be really the focal point of this road. Now, I'm thinking that the path should probably be mostly filled in. We probably shouldn't have too much sand breaking into the path, but we can do it a little bit, just probably not too much. If we have a lot of sand pouring into the path, well, everything is going to blend together. We're already working with a color palette, a build palette that is very samey, so if we don't break things up with at least a different texture, we'll sort of have a problem. So for a road around the town, that is exactly what I'm thinking. Now, we kind of have a lot of detailing to do. Technically, we do need to do the insides of the buildings too. I have an idea as to how we'll accomplish that one, but yeah, there's a lot to get done, so there's no way that I can show it all on camera. So now that you know what I'm doing with the path, I'm going to go ahead and make the path happen. The path needs to go everywhere where the lime green wool is. So that makes things actually makes things pretty easy. But we do have something weird right here, this whole raised ledge. Now, in the middle of the town, I'm planning on doing some sort of gathering or marketplace with maybe a pond, maybe a custom tree or two, but definitely like a pond and just openness. This part of the path over here is much higher than the rest of the marketplace area, so I'm thinking about adding some sort of artificial wall into this area. The path will actually come out a little bit, and then the wall will basically hold the path back. I think it'll look cool. The villagers won't be able to probably figure it out, but it'll look cool. And then finally, the entryway of the town. This is the final thing that I'd like to talk about before I go ahead and get everything in. The entryway needs to be fancy. When I say fancy, I'm thinking probably birch slabs going, I think all of the way down. So we'll do like a slab step, then a normal block, then a slab, then another block here, then a slab step, and you know, so on all the way down to here. Now, alongside these slabs, I think we need to create some sort of cool water fountain. So if we take smooth sandstone here, and maybe the water comes out of these tower buildings and goes all the way down in between this smooth sandstone and this smooth sandstone right here, I think things will look really, really cool. So basically, water looks like it's pouring down into the town alongside the path. I really think that that'll be a great look. So we're going to go ahead and do that on the entryway. Now on this side, unfortunately, we have a building that is sort of in the way. So I'm going to actually go ahead and build this entry thing still, but it'll run into the building right here and the water, I guess it'll just kind of go away. but it will continue over here. I'll fill this all in. This will go here, and we'll actually have to remove some of the window. Now, that brings me to the window. I saw a few people comment this, and I kind of forget the name, so I'm very, very sorry. But thank you, Elites, because your idea was amazing. So the windows look good and all, right, in the town, but they definitely need a little bit more variety. To add variety to the windows, we can actually come back in with some slabs of whatever block type. So in this case, smooth sandstone. Maybe in that case, we could do spruce planks and basically do slab right there. And then we can actually remove this window as well. This gives the buildings, or some of the buildings, more of an open feel. Now, right here, this is a really bad example. This is going to become a solid wall, but yeah, open feel just like that. I think that'll actually change things up quite a bit and make things feel a little less samey, because glass panes, they're all the same across the whole town. Now, we can do it on the bottom half of the block, or we can do it on the top half of the block. I think on this build, we'll do it, well, I like the tall feel, but this might work a little bit better to avoid that weird connection there. So yeah, slab windows will come in the town as well. But that is one more thing than I said I was going to talk about right now. So time for me to go ahead and get building. Wish me luck. Alright, so a little bit of time later and the entire city path is in. Now over here I added a small well. That's a nice little detailing touch. It makes this area feel a little bit more like a courtyard, which is something that I mentioned that I wanted to do. Now I made a major adjustment on the front of the town. This building has been moved over 2 blocks because it was just driving me crazy. I feel like the entrance should be, you know, symmetrical, and so I went ahead and made sure that was the case, and I think it looks a whole lot better than it would have being unsymmetrical. The water features up front, I don't know, I think they look really cool, and they add a nice touch. Now I did add a pond over here. I think this is going to stay. We'll do a little bit more work to it though, because it's pretty plain as is right now, but yeah, the paths are in. Now the one thing that I forgot to do is the window adjustments across the town. So like this window right here, this is the only, or this building is the only one with those new custom windows. But the next big thing that we need to do is, I think, probably the farming areas and grass. So this is a desert town. It should be mainly sand. But with that being said, the town does still need food. So certain areas of this town are going to need to be converted over to dirt. And then I'd like to actually add some grass patches in here as well. Now, these dirt and grass patches shouldn't be overwhelming. This town should definitely still mainly be sand. But with that being said, we definitely do need areas to plant crops in, so I'm going to go ahead and add those now. This will fill the town up a whole lot more. Now, the planting areas are in 3 different spots. We have one planting area over here in this corner, then we'll have another one actually back over this way, past this blue wall back here. This one will be kind of hidden, but it'll just fill this area up. And then finally, we'll have another planting area down this way behind this big building right here. This whole area will be for crops as well. Now to get grass in here, easy. I'll go ahead and go outside of the town, silk touch some of the grass in the field, and then plop it down next to the dirt. A lot of the dirt that I'm placing in this town right now, though, will probably end up being for crops, so there won't be too much grass. Most of the grass that we put in the town will probably end up being along the front of the town right by this wall. I do still want to put a garden in this area. Now the garden means I'm going to have to come up with a custom tree design. I have a pretty decent idea, but I'm very, very unsure at the same time. Unfortunately, a palm tree with composters is definitely 100% out of the formula because the villagers will claim those composters that make up the tree bark as workstations. I'm talking about the trees like those ones over there. So that means we'll have to use different logs. Now, we used a lot of oak logs on the building, so oak logs might be a little trickier to work with, but I think I'm still going to give them a chance. Probably what I'll end up doing is stripping whatever log that we use and using that as the tree bark. Now, the custom trees, I'd like them to be a little bit different than the trees that we've done so far in this world because, well, this is an entire different biome. Now, as I work to get more life inside of this town, I'll also come in with even more leaves to create more bushes. Now, the final thing that I'd like to say here is the wall. So this is what I came up with. I have trapdoors on certain parts of the walls and then fences on other segments. I think both walls look really, really cool. Over here, we have a small gap wall. On either side of the small gap wall, we have ways down into the marketplace. A marketplace access is very important. On either ends of this wall, we have lots of fences and then this cool trapdoor piece over there. I'm planning on doing maybe 2-3 custom trees along the front and then one more right here. For the most part though, I think this area will stay wide open. We also might add another tree in here, but at the same time, I'd like to keep this open. A view of the front gate would be really cool from inside of the town. So that's the move now, and maybe I'll go ahead and start working on the buildings. I'm not 100% sure about that though, but this town definitely needs quite a bit more green. I really need to get back to caving soon because I seriously need to find a skeleton spawner in this world. Like, we need a bone farm. We need more bone meal so I can have infinite amounts of this stuff. So, I'm here for lilacs, actually, but the whole build is coming along super nicely, in my opinion. But there's one thing that I sort of realized while building on this step. If I ever AFK over here and there's a thunderstorm, well, a villager could turn to a witch and I could have a huge problem. So, yep, that's going to be a thing. I'll have to keep that in mind. But anyways, here's what I have now. A little bit is different. We've got a couple new custom trees in here. Now, I'm pretty actually happy with these custom trees. These trees are a lot more, they're a lot more scrappy. They're a lot smaller and sort of weaker looking, and I think that's exactly right. So this is a desert village. Deserts usually don't have a bunch of water. That means the trees shouldn't be too strong looking. I wanted these trees to look pretty weak and sort of like they're wanting water. They're not doing the best, and I think that's what I came up with. I think it worked out pretty nicely. I have 4 trees in the town. I have one over there, one here, one over there, and then one more over there. I used acacia leaves on these trees, so they're a little bit different than the bushes on the ground, but pretty similar overall. Now, I am definitely done with the trees, and I am pretty much done with the bushes as well. I just want a few more bushes, and maybe it's over there. Yeah, I want a few more bushes over there. Now, I'd like to get some flowers in the town as well. The green tones are very sick looking. They don't look very healthy, so I think we could brighten things up with some lilacs planted in this front garden area. Now, the lilacs are definitely going to stand out a lot. They will look very different, but it's a small detail. The detail will probably only be in the front of the town too, and I think bringing the pink flower into the desert will kind of be a nice contrast. But for the most part, I think I am pretty much done with the green look. It's starting to get a little heavy to me, a little old looking. Now, the final step of this town is really the buildings themselves, other than the marketplace. Now, instead of cutting in and talking about different things that I'm doing while I'm building the buildings or doing the interiors, I think what I'd rather do is a time lapse. That'll be a little easier for me, and I think it'll be a lot less cutting and a lot less jumpy, so easier for you guys to watch. So, I think this is the perfect moment for a Q&A time lapse. It's been a while since I've done one of these. So, in case you didn't know, a Q&A time lapse is where I tweet out a tweet asking for your questions. I will answer the questions in the next segment coming up here. So, that's the plan. My Twitter is @itiswaddles. It's always linked in the description. You should definitely drop a follow, and it is definitely time to go ahead and do a little bit more decorating, detailing, finishing touches on this town. Then we'll come back and actually do a final town tour. So, wish me luck. question segment beginning in 3, 2, 1. This time-lapse's first question comes from Beskarian YT. I hope I pronounced that right. The question is, what filming and editing software do I use? To record, I use an Elgato game capture, and to do my audio, to get my vocals, I use Audacity. To stream, I use OBS, and then to edit, I use Sony Vegas. I got Sony Vegas from the Humble Bundle store when it was on there, at a pretty good price, and it's amazing. I love it. Sander asks, which feature would I like to add to the Nether update? I'd really love to see more biomes added into the Nether in the coming snapshots. I'm really hoping that the Nether gets a little bit more. We talked about it in the last episode, but definitely more biomes. That is my top thing right now. Also, a lava boat would be pretty cool. Tame the Dragon 94 is wondering if they should subscribe to my channel. Definitely. In fact, if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, now would be a good time to change that. The next question is from Candace A. If I ever played modded Minecraft, which one would I play? So RL Craft was really fun. I would maybe play that again. That was really cool. It was definitely crazy hard, but very fun. I've also been getting the itch to dive back into the SCP mod pack lately and check it out. Maybe do some showcase videos. I don't know. I did that before. It was like a one-off video, and it was really cool. I like creepy things, so SCPs are definitely creepy, and the mod pack is just, it's just awesome. This question is from Michael M. When I make my videos, do I record first, then edit my vocals after, or do I do it at the same time? Usually I do everything at the same time, but this is one of those times where I actually already recorded all of the building, and I'm doing the vocals after, but usually at the same time, and that's why I mess up a lot. It's actually a lot harder than it seems. But to be fair, I also just kind of can't talk, so yeah. This question is from my guy, Jacob C. Am I into sneakers? Oh boy, yes, I am definitely into sneakers. Honestly, at this point, sneakers might as well be another hobby of mine. Sneakers are definitely a big interest of mine. Currently, my favorite shoe is the Yeezy 700, specifically the Magnet colorway. I really like the colorway, and 700s are just really nice looking shoes, and they're cool. They work with a lot of different outfits, so I don't know. That's my favorite right now. The 700s are also pretty good in the winter, but I like a lot of different sneakers. They're definitely a big thing of mine. If I'm being honest, I could probably make a whole Minecraft guide episode on shoes alone. Yeah, I'm proud of it too. Brett is wondering if netherite can be fortuned. Unfortunately, it cannot be fortuned. Our dude Apple emoji is wondering about my music taste. So, I'd like to start by saying I like a lot of genres, but definitely my favorite has got to be rap. Rap is easily my go-to. Some of my current and all-time favorites are Lil Uzi, Drake, Post Malone, Kanye, Kid Cudi, of course, Mac Miller, definitely Mac Miller. Joji's awesome too, but Joji's not really rap. But with that being said, of course your boy could listen to some Taylor Swift. Of course your guy could listen to some older stuff. Like, music is just good in general. My theory is, if I can like everything, well then it's more music to listen to. Maticus Assassin asks, what is my favorite movie or movie genre? We're gonna go with genre here. I love horror movies, specifically horror movies with like ghosts or demons. Those ones are the best, easy. Like, kind of like Insidious. Ooh, Mythical Sausage hitting us with the big ones. We already have piglins, half human, half animal hybrids in Minecraft. What other animal-human crossbreeds would you like to see in the game? Well, personally, I think it would be really cool, like seriously, very cool to see villager, sheep, oh gosh, what have we done? Moving on. The chef wants to know my least favorite sound in Minecraft. That is very easy. Definitely, the placing of diorite. Sounds terrible. And let's go ahead and wrap things up today with a question from the Bacon Potato. The question is, when Minecraft Dungeons and Hytale finally release, will you be doing a Let's Play on either or on both? So, a Let's Play, maybe. I don't know. I'll definitely have content and probably both of those games. Definitely Minecraft Dungeons for sure, though. Will it be a long series? Well, I don't know. It'll kind of be up to you guys. If you guys want to see more of a long series, then I'll make more of one. And it's also definitely going to be up to the games themselves as well. If the games are fun and enjoyable, and I like playing them, then I'll probably make more content. And so, I think that's going to be just about it for this Q&A time-lapse. I have to say, this is the most questions I've ever gotten for one of these things, so thank you, everybody who asked a question. You're epic, and my Twitter is down in the description. Drop a follow if you haven't yet for a chance to be in the next one. Alright, elites, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. It's actually an entire new IRL world day now. It's been a long project, but before we tour the town, I think I'd like to talk about the bridge that I'm standing on right here. So, I've changed it since the last time you saw it. The last time you saw it, it was a strip of lime wool that was really just kind of a marker, a guide. Now, the actual bridge. So this bridge should definitely be 3 blocks wide. It's a pretty major bridge. And then the ground will be grass, probably coarse dirt, and then path blocks as well. But first I need to let the grass fill in all the way across this bridge, so we can't really do the base of the bridge right now. What we can do are the sides. So I'd like to have a pillar right there and a pillar right there at the start of the bridge. Then we could turn the pillars into beams and go maybe 5 blocks? Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6. Alright, well, while we're down here, we'll go ahead and continue those straight down into the ground. That's how that'll go. And then underneath the bridge, I'll probably do maybe some sort of plank slab under this to provide some support. So, section of 5, then we'll go ahead and do another section of 5 right there, and then finally one more section of 5, and then wherever this ends, which is right there, which is actually kind of perfect, that's where the bridge will end. So these will go straight down. That'll look good. Now down here, I'd like to create some sort of arch in between this pillar and then this future pillar as well. So that's sort of what I'm thinking for the bridge. It's actually going to be pretty straightforward. Then on the bridge, we'll put some lanterns to make sure things are nice and safe. Eventually, we'll come back in over here and put something else here. And then I also, while working on this project, thought about statues. It would be really cool to have 2 statues, one sitting right there, one sitting right there. So you're walking up to the town and you have these big statues, or medium-sized statues, I should say. They won't be bigger than these towers, but yeah, I think that would be a pretty grand entrance to the town. Now the bridge is going to be a project that sort of has to wait for now. I need to wait for grass to actually grow and fill in and everything, so I might go ahead and put the final touches, the detailing touches, off camera. I'm sorry, I know you guys like bridge builds, but I can't do it right now. Instead, what we can do is end today's episode with a big town tour. Oh man, a lot of work has happened in this town. I can't tell you how many hours I spent detailing this town and really just adjusting things and making sure things look good, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, just to save time, this tour is going to be a bit of a quick tour instead of a long drawn out one. So, tour starts 3, 2, 1. So we walk in the town, that's cool and all. These guard towers didn't really get any detailing treatment because they're only for me, and honestly, I don't know how often I'll go inside of there. Now this building right here is the first building for the villagers. This is a tower building. The tower building is also the town library, at least right now. Upstairs we have the bedroom, downstairs we have the workstation. Now, I'd like to be clear, the building workstations are subject to change. If I don't like them later on, I will maybe readjust things. Over here we have a small marketplace area complete with a sword sitting on the well. How cool. Now, I did go around the town and try and place item frames and put things in those item frames. I think that's a nice detailing trick, so if you're detailing something, try this out. It's kind of cool. Over here is a small building with a leatherworker workstation. They work at the cauldron. Over here is literally just a small house. I decided that not every single building needed a workstation in this town because then we're going to end up with just a bunch of working villagers that I don't even really need. Now, I'd like to have a lot of villagers, but they don't all need to immediately have jobs. It would be cool if this town had more villagers than jobs, so then whenever I need a villager, I can come borrow them, relocate them from this town over to whatever I'm trying to do, maybe an iron farm. Now this building, this is the farmer's building. We have 2 workstations in here. Farmers are very important. Hoe stored right there. This is actually the hoe that I use to till all of the land, so that's kind of for me. That's why I put it up high, and then we have 1 single bed in there. Over here, another composter outside in the elements, and then that's just about it. I was meaning to come back in and put 1 bed right there, so I'll have to go ahead and get that in after the video. Now, over here, this building right here, nothing going on with the door, as you can see, but inside we have a fisherman's building. So where does the water come from? Well, of course, the wall. I don't really know where the water is coming from other than behind these blocks, but inside the fisherman would fish and get fish. How does it work? No clue at all. Out here we have a fishing pole on this marketplace thing until I have fish. Once I have fish, the fish will go on this spot right here because the fish are being sold. Over here, another leatherworker workstation. No bed for this leatherworker because there's a bunch of beds in the bottom of that build over there that we'll talk about once we get over there. This place is the smoker building. I built the smoker going up the wall, and then there's a campfire up there, so maybe the smoke travels up and then goes out the center of the build. I don't know. Does it make sense? Probably not, but it's fine. It's cool looking. Over here, we have a smithing building, or a toolsmith building, complete with a pickaxe and a couple beds. Now, in some buildings, I did put more beds than workstations, and that's because beds are very, very important in the town. I just mentioned how I wanted the town to have more villagers than workers, and to achieve that, we need more beds than workstations. Now up here is the grindstone stonecutter area, complete with this thing up there. I think this is really, really cool looking. Now you can see it here with the string. I placed the string in the air so the carpets would actually stay there. String can float, carpets cannot. So if you're trying to make something like whatever you would call this, then you'll need lots of string, or at least a little bit. Of course, I have a lot of string. By the way, speaking of string, in between cuts, I did get a lot of levels from the spider farm while I was actually over there picking up the string, which is kind of nice. We're all the way back to level 35 from level 11 or 12. So again, some beds, and then around the town I placed random chests. These chests really are just for decoration. Maybe I'll leave things in them, maybe I won't. This building is the loom building. Now, I thought about importing some sheep into this town, but that would have meant they would need to stay back here, and that would have cut away from the planting area. The town definitely needs crops because I'd like the villagers to really be able to self-reproduce. I would love for the farmers to really control the town. Farmer villagers will reharvest, replant, and share crops. If two villagers both have enough crops in their inventory, then they have a chance to breed. And if they can breed, then more villagers for me, which is really good. So this is the loom building. I like this one. It's nice and cozy. Over here is an extra closet. I'm thinking about putting a chest in here probably, and then coming back and putting wool in there so then I can trade with the shepherds. But I sort of need to see what wool color the shepherds want to buy first. Now over here we have another one of these cool things. I really, really like how that looked. Now in the time lapse you might have seen me placing wool on the front of this thing, and I did that at first, but it looked weird, so I took it out. It was just too heavy, and this being open looks a whole lot more cool. Same trick with the string up there, and lots of carpets. Empty chest, random alley that goes nowhere, and then this building right here. So take a look at that. There is nothing inside of this building, but that's only temporary. So we currently don't have access to brewing stands, which is the workstation for the cleric villager. I thought this would be a nice temple building, sort of. It's kind of different looking, so that's the plan there. And because I don't have a brewing stand, I decided to just kind of blank this building out and put blocks there, and we'll do the interior a little bit later once I have a brewing stand and like maybe an episode or two. Maybe. Hint, hint. So anyways, the first of these buildings has another fishing workstation. I figured once I build an AFK fish farm, I'll have lots of fish, and so I can come to this town and trade with the fishermen and sell my fish. This building has nothing. This building over here also has nothing because I think this is going to be my building. I'll probably put a back door on this building and then an iron door right here so I have another way into this town. But yeah, for now, nothing inside of that building. Over here, same thing, nothing in this building. I figured we have a lot of beds, we have a lot of other buildings. Maybe I went a little overkill on the building amounts here. I don't need 1.5 million villagers, I just need like 1 million. Now over here, we have another smithing building, complete with another tool on the table. I really liked this idea. And then paintings. I did use quite a bit of paintings inside of the town because paintings are nice. Nothing right now, but also I would like to say that the empty buildings are there in case I need to expand the town for any reason at a later date. Now, this building right here is the blast furnace building. And this one I have a campfire up there and then a blast furnace right there that is kind of connected to the campfire. So maybe this thing sends smoke out of this pipe and then up to the campfire, and the campfire is actually not a thing. It's just the smoke from the furnace, of course. Now over here, it looks like some of the villagers that don't live in the town, I don't know how it works, but some of the villagers came in here and put graffiti on the building. That is terrible. But I can't clean it up. It is not my job. This one is meant to be really just an extra building with beds for villagers that don't have beds, like the leather worker villager over there, one of the farmer villagers over there. Yeah, just really extra beds here. Up top, we have a cartography table area, nice and open, and then actually some paper waiting here. I probably will end up leaving extra trading supplies in some of these chests, but some of the other chests will just be for decoration. Over here, another cartographer villager because they are going to be great for making money. We can set up an automatic paper farm very, very easily, and with that automatic paper farm, we can make a lot of emeralds. And so, I think that's actually just about it for the entire town. Maybe? I think it is. Now, for the bed coloring in the town, I went with cyan and green for the most part. Now, the bed coloring thing isn't really important, but I wanted to try and set a consistent theme because that's what the vanilla villages do. For example, in the plains biome, I think the beds are maybe white and yellow, and yeah, I kind of liked that. So, cyan and green in this town. I thought the cyan would kind of match with the blues, and then the green is, well, you know, of course, the green matches with the green. Now, the centerpiece, this area. So, I went with a low-lying fountain. I wanted the center to stay low in this town because the sides are sort of built up, and I think that's a cool look. I also put a bell in this town in case the villagers ever need it. Don't see why they would, but I decided to put it there to make it feel even more like a vanilla village. Now, we have paths going all the way around the marketplace, which is really, really cool, or the center gathering area. I don't know. It's not really much of a marketplace, but yeah, the paths go all the way around. There's lots of access, so hopefully the villagers will kind of wander in here and talk to each other, but at the same time, I don't know. They might stay sort of around their workstations, so we'll sort of just have to see. But I think that is actually just about it for today's episode. I am going to go ahead and do some bridge work off camera probably so we can actually import the villagers probably in, well, definitely in the next episode. So to finish things off here, I'd like to go ahead and get a few different views of this town for you guys, just see what it looks like because I love to look at things. I mean, it's fun, right? So this is what the town looks like from over here. Then I'd like to actually travel over to Sandy's house and take a look from the top of that build. Now, this project has been a long project, and technically it is not 100% done still. We still need to get villagers inside of the thing, and then we also will need to do some work around the outside of the village. As it stands right now, there's a wall, and then really just the vanilla terrain that is very, very boring. Sandy, how you doing? You're doing good. Cool. But yeah, so I have a little bit more work to get done on the town, but at this point, I think this project has gone 5 episodes or so, maybe. I'm not sure exactly, but it's been a long time, so I think this is going to be just about it for the village, the custom village build project. The town looks really cool from over here, by the way. Sandy has a nice view. So, we will be getting villagers in here very soon from the Tundra Village, and we'll talk more about that when we do it. That'll probably be in the next episode. Then I'll be using this town for trading. Now, that's another thing that I'll probably end up talking more about as I do it. Finally, more stuff needs to happen around the outside of this town. Now, I did forget one big thing that I wanted to talk about, so we're going to go ahead and go back over there and talk about it, then we'll do the outro. Get out of the water, Sandy. You're a fool. So way earlier in the video, I mentioned something about villagers getting struck by lightning. After that, I realized that thunderstorms don't happen in the desert because rain doesn't happen in the desert, so thankfully, villagers actually won't get converted into witches, which is amazing. Now, still, just in case, I will probably build a bunker. That's what these bars are for. So I'm imagining behind these bars, and I'll probably have to remove them manually because it'll just look better like that. But down here, I'll probably dig a hole that goes down somewhere and have a ladder that goes down into that area. Down there, we'll have a couple extra villagers, and then I might even have a tunnel going into this town, so I have another option to get into this place, but I'm not too sure about the tunnel. The bunker thing will probably happen for sure, though. We'll probably end up putting like 2 villagers down there. Now, I think that is going to be just about it for this episode of the Minecraft Guide, and just about it for the town. I really can't wait until Optifine 1.15 is out, because I'd love to see what this town looks like with shaders on. I think this town is going to look really, really good. But, oh, wait, I'm going to plant carrots in this town because carrots are great for villagers. But that's about it for today's episode. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and subscribe. If you haven't yet, all of my links are down in the description, and the merch is right down below the video as well. Check it out, grab some. It's cool, it supports me, and I appreciate it always. Today, I'd like to send a big thank you, a big shout out to my patron, Bad Andy. Thank you very much for the support, and again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Until next time, stay cool, elites. Goodbye.